All right, for the two-strike approach, there's tons of different philosophies on two-strike hitting, and different coaches will tell you different things as far as a two-strike approach when you're hitting. And the reason behind this is because the batting average in when a hitter is two strikes, 0-2, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, the batting average as opposed to all the other counts is tremendously lower. It's on average between I think like 150 and 200, something like that. So it's significantly lower, which means as hitters we fail a lot more in 0-2 or two-strike counts, in all the two-strike counts. That's why there's a big philosophy on two-strike hitting. My personal two-strike philosophy that I've learned along the years includes a couple of things that you may hear a lot and some things that you might not hear as much. But one of the main things is to know your pitcher, know the other guy, have a scouting report on the pitcher that you're facing, because pitchers are creatures of habit. Myself, I was a pitcher, so when I got a guy 0-2, there was only so many things that I would do. I would try to stay out of the habit or the routine of doing the same pitch, but in reality, if you probably went back and looked at my career and the numbers on it, you'd be amazed at how many times I would either go inside fastball on 0-2 or a breaking ball away. And I think that majority of pitchers are going to be the same way. So know your pitcher. That's number one in the two-strike approach. The second thing is you want to choke up. Now some coaches will tell you, no, this is not good. You want to stay regular, because if you choke up, you're changing the way that you swing. It's not natural. It's not the way you're always swinging. But if you choke up, what happens is you're able to hit this inside pitch that you're not sitting on, because you're going to be sitting on outside and looking for breaking balls and stuff like that out. So if you're choked up, you can hit that inside pitch that you're not sitting on. Another thing is that you're more liable to stay off the outside pitches, because you don't have as much bat. So if you see something that's going outside, sometimes you see guys 0-2 and they'll just throw the bat out there. But if you're choked up, you can't reach that pitch. You have more of a chance to lay off. So that's another reason I like to teach to choke up a little bit. Also, you're going to be able to foul more balls off as opposed to swinging through more pitches if you're all the way down the barrel. The third thing is to widen your stance. You're going to widen your stance a little bit, which is going to shorten your stride. And the reason we do this is because we want to have our front foot down and ready to hit when the pitcher comes. If we're not ready to hit, it's going to be harder to hit in a two-strike approach, especially if someone tries to blow a fastball in on us. It's going to be tough to catch up to that, especially if we're sitting outside. Which leads me into number 4 is looking outside and reacting in. Because if you're looking outside and reacting in, the first thing you're doing is seeing the pitch longer. You get to see the pitch longer if it is outside. You could poke it the other way. It's a lot easier to do that. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to sit inside and react outside. So those are just a few things that I think for the two-strike approach that you should incorporate, that have worked for me and worked for other guys that I've talked to. And I think that that's my personal philosophy. So if you got 2 strikes, try those things and see how it works for you. But mostly just go up there and try not to try to get on base.